Good evening, YouTubers. I wanted to show a few anomalies. This is I believe, one of the largest thrones in the world, and it resides at the Vatican. There's some crazy stuff in here, and I want to show you. This blew my mind. Let's see if I can find what I'm looking for here. We all know the Vatican. St. Peter's Basilica. Let's just check something out. It says Basilica. Definition: originally the place of a king, but afterward an apartment provided in the house of persons of importance, where assemblies were held for dispensing justice, and hence any large hall used for this purpose. Public building of ancient Rome, having a central nave with an asp at one end or both ends, and two side aisles formed by rows of columns, which was used as a courtyard or assembly hall. Christian church building or similar design, having a nave with a semicircular asp, 2 or 4 side aisles, a narthex, and clerestory. Roman Catholic Church, a church that has been accorded certain privileges by the Pope. And in Latin, it says the Greek basilisk, from the feminine of basiliskos, royal, from basileus, king. But the basilisk too, a building used by the Romans as a place of public meeting with the courtrooms, etc. attached. So check out, what is a basilisk? A legendary reptile, to be king of serpents and said to have the power to cause death with a single glance. Wow. Let's check something out. Let's take a look at the Vatican. Where are we at here? Hang tight with me, guys. I'm gonna get it for you. Video. Is this it? It's your Vatican. There it is. This is amazing to me. Look at this. That's a big keyhole, by the way. But that's your outside of your Vatican. You see the dome on top? And here we go. Oh. All of a sudden the Catholic Vatican doesn't look too enticing. Here you see the building is shaped into a serpent's head with a royal crown on top. That window right there, right on the inside of that building, is the biggest throne that I know of on the planet Earth. What do you think of that? That's the window. That being the window, that is a dove, which is always symbolic of the Holy Spirit. These are all angels. Now what happens here is, according to the Bible, these angels fall into this vortex, and they are born in the flesh. They're born of a woman. They're born innocent from anything that took place in an angelic body, and they get to live their life on earth, which is 120 years maximum according to the Bible. And let's show you something a little bit funkier than that. But where these angels actually fall through is the mouth on the opposite side of that serpent. And if you don't think that it's a serpent, take a look. Here's your keyhole right here. It's an upside down cross. The keyhole is coordinated properly. I've got to go. Sorry guys, I got to keep going back and forth through files. Seriously? I've got to get this shit together. Here we go. Check out the forked tongue. What do you think of that? What are the odds, if that wasn't a snake, that they would have a sidewalk right across this little road as a forked tongue? Are you kidding me? More than mere coincidence. And it gets thicker. This gets a lot deeper. I know we've been talking blood over intent and things of that nature. I've been watching these fellas, and I mentioned Bible, and everybody gets up in a tizzy. Blows me away. Can't even have a conversation anymore without folks taking it personal. I'm not pushing this. I'm not trying to convert anybody to Christianity. I'm not telling them to believe in God. What you believe in is your business. What I believe in is mine. If I say the word Bible, or I correct something that was an invalid saying, that does not necessarily mean that I'm going to harp on you and bully you about it. So I don't expect that in return. And frankly, I'm a bit tired of being a second-class Christian, or at least led to believe that's what I am, because I'm not. Just another person just like you. I happen to have a set of beliefs just like you do. So, and you know who you're talking about, or who I'm talking about. So let's check this out. There's that snake head. There's that window. And that's important. There's the crown, like I said earlier. So we're going to go right back into Vatican file. There's your throne. Now watch this. Would you believe it if I told you that that throne was a big fat dead sheep? If that wasn't Satan throwing it in your face, that we are dead sheep to him. Look at that. The eyes, the ears, the nose, teeth. I mean, there's a picture of sheep below it. It's undeniable. But it gets even funkier than that. I've got to take you to a piece of scripture. Woe unto them that seek deep to hide their counsel from the Lord, and their works are in the dark, and they say, Who seeth us, and who knoweth us? Surely your turning of things upside down shall be esteemed as the potter's clay. For shall they work say of him that made it, He made me not? Or shall the thing framed say of him that framed it, He had no understanding? Watch. This happens to be the hall where that throne sits. Just want you guys to get good perspective. But here's all your angels going into the vortex. I'll explain this real quick. A lot of people don't know what's really in their Bible. I hear this all the time. I've read the Bible. Okay. Well, I've read Shakespeare in high school. But guess what? I don't sit and hold a conversation or pretend that I'm qualified to go up against scholars on the subject of Shakespeare. So you can say all you want to about how you read the Bible or you read Shakespeare or you read whatever. There is a lot of misconceptions about the Bible, and religion is not part of the Bible. Nowhere in that book does it say that you should attend a religion. Nowhere. There's a whole lot of misconception about what the Bible actually says. And I've had a few texts back and forth with a few folks. I was as polite could be. And, really made me feel like I'm dealing with such sheer ignorance. And that's not to put them down, because all ignorance is not knowing. But you would be amazed at how many people will tell you they've read the Bible, they see through the deceptions, and unfortunately, they're not even qualified to have a conversation with me about it. Because if they read it, they would know the things I know, they would see the things that I see, and they don't. These folks still think Eve ate an apple. So let me school a couple people on what we're looking at here. There are multiple earth ages in the Bible, and if you don't understand that, you cannot understand the story. This might trip someone's trigger, but Eve had intercourse with Satan, which happened to be a serpent. So if you want to call it a reptilian, go right ahead. I envision that as a reptilian. But so what happens is the fallen angels come down after Eve has intercourse with Satan. She has intercourse with Adam, and she bears twins. 2 different fathers, same pregnancy. She has twins with 2 different fathers. It exists. Look it up. It's rare, but it does happen still to this day. Just so happens that first pregnancy from a royal bloodline, which is Adam. There are no contradictions in the Bible, guys. I know lots of folks like to say there is, but as far as the story as a whole, leave the spiritual side out of it, leave whether God exists out of it. The story itself, there are no contradictions. When you think you found one, look a little deeper, and the Bible will right itself. So these are angels, fallen and good angels. God destroyed the first earth age. When he did that, he made a new era. Enter Genesis 1. Genesis 1 is not the beginning of the Bible, even though the first page of it says that it is. You have to read the story, and it bounces around a little bit. Adam and Eve's time were the second earth age, which is the same time frame that we live in now. So these angels, it's the way it works, and this is just Bible education, guys. God takes the spirit of one of these angels, and every time a child is conceived, at the time of conception, he takes that spirit and throws it through this portal or vortex, whatever you want to call it, and it enters into the fetus of a child, a human child. That spirit is in that child. But also in that child is another spirit, and it's a demonic spirit. If you want to call it the reptilian spirit, that's okay with me. I've got a few things that'll show that. But this is crazy. Watch what happens when you take this throne and you apply Isaiah 29 verse 15 to it, and you flip it upside down. See what's drawn here? I bet there's a few guys out there that know what that is. I did, as soon as I seen it. It's that. Need to see it again. It's that to that. And here's a side-by-side for you. So you tell me, when you flip that throne upside down and use the key of David, you get a female reproductive system. Here's your ovaries. There's even a clitoris in there. Telling you guys, it's Satan's church, and he is alive and well and hard at work on this plane, on this flat earth. He's here. There's lots of things that you guys can convince me of, and some things that you can't, but nobody is going to change my mind after seeing this. This is the back wall of the Vatican, another portion of it. Some nice artwork, pretty fancy. What if, oh, I don't know, you went to the Church of Satan? Boom. What's that look like? Big ass dragon, that's what it looks like. A big ass dragon. That's what you're looking at. Right there is right there. There it is. The lines are there. They're just traced in. You guys need gifts for this stuff, man. And it's... Now you tell me. There are lies and deception out there. A lot of you folks don't want to believe in anything biblical. But the story's there, and I'm sorry if some folks mistake it or don't quite understand it. They don't understand how to rightfully divide it. Well, I do, and I'm hoping that I can clear some things up. Here's another example. Everybody knows Mary, Mother Mary, the Virgin Mary. This is what the Catholic Church worships. Say 5 Our Fathers and 10 Hail Marys and you're forgiven, my son. But when you flip that Mary over, it's a dead sheep. Here's the ears, the eyes, the nose, the tongue hanging out. A dead sheep will always have a tongue hanging out. And of course, this is the fur, the outline of the body. Here's another one. You'll like this one. More inside the Vatican. I think this is called papal regalia or something to that nature. But once again, you folks might see, just some artwork. But this is how Satan hides things right in front of your face. Guys, I'm finding out all kinds of truths. A lot of it is speculation. I mean, I see the Hollywood, the television, the movie stars, I see that stuff, and I can see that the message that they're putting forth. But this is physical proof that there is an entity hard at work, because this isn't the good guys doing this. Who would do something like this? That's a dragon, man. There's the ears, the red eyes, the nostrils, an open mouth. This is a dude up here. I'm not quite sure who it is, but it's a dude up here. And he's actually, he could be riding the dragon. Could be on its back, actually riding it. Part of me thinks that it might be one of the Locust army. but he looks like he's bound to me. He's like locked up. See these big keys? These are keys, skeleton keys. But he's locked up. That's that uterus, woman's reproductive system. Just a blown up. Don't believe me? There it is. There's your x-ray shot of it. There's the Holy of Holies. Alright. Let's go back to the outside of the Vatican. Let's go there. Remember the basilisk. The definition of it. There's your keyhole and your upside down cross. Everything gets turned upside down, guys. On this earth, you are born into this world upside down. No way, shake, stick at it. You're born into this world upside down, and you have to be flipped right side up. This is what I'm talking about. There's your keyhole. It's locked. That would be Christ. Whatever you guys want to call him. If you want to call him the Son, call him the Son. I really don't care what you want to call him. But I haven't seen much documentation that says the Son in the sky is Christ. I'm taking people's word for it. I do believe that all energy comes from the sun. All life stems from the sun, as far as on this plane. But if you guys don't think that there's a spiritual realm out there, I don't know, maybe I shouldn't say that, because I think most of you guys do. But there is something to this. Christ was crucified right side up on a cross. This down here was, you'd call this Peter. We know through the Apocrypha that Peter was crucified upside down. And he did that because he was asked by Christ to die in a certain fashion that would glorify God. And that's what this is. But you have to get turned up and around in here. Right now, this is locked. There's that dimension. I mean, maybe somebody else can explain that. These are the cobblestones inside the courtyard. This all in here, all the way down here. That's the cobblestones. Snakeskin. Snakeskin, guys. Basilica. Legendary. It's a legendary beast. Legendary reptile. Reputed to be king of serpents and said to have the power to cause death with a single glance. Little king. Basilica. This is St. Peter's Basilica. The place of a king. Not my king, though. Somebody else's king. You guys can take that. This is what they do at the Vatican. This is what the Catholic Church does. You want to know why I don't practice religion? I read my Bible every day for hours and hours a day. And I ask God for understanding. Judge me for it or not. Doesn't matter what your judgment means to me. And call no man father upon the earth, for one is your Father which is in heaven. Thank you, Father. May I have another? May I have another 5 Hail Marys? They get you praying to Mary. They're giving forgiveness. This is ridiculous, man. People don't see this. And I will give unto thee the keys of the kingdom of heaven, and whatsoever thou shalt bind on earth shall be bound in heaven, and whatsoever thou shalt loose on earth shall be loosed in heaven. That's pretty good. That explains it. You guys can pause this anytime you want. I'm going to start flying through this because I don't have a whole bunch of time. And they that may recover themselves out of the snare of the devil, who are taken captive by him at his will. It's not just reading the Bible, guys. It's understanding it. Whether you want to believe it or not, At least read it. The answers are there. I know we got some folks that don't think they are because they just don't understand what it says. But I'll argue it all day long. Actually, I won't. I'm not going to waste my breath. I'll talk to you about it, but I'm not going to argue with you. Oh, I like this picture. The inside of this hall. Tell me that don't look like a big ass viper with the fangs and the tongue sticking out. Look at this. An upside down cross right here. Come on, man. You guys not see this shit. Staircase at the Vatican. Looks like a coiled snake. There's your female productive system. Wonder where Satan gets some of his stuff from. They worship the womb, guys. They worship the womb because that's where Satan was able to gain power and gain a grasp. What else do I have here for you? I don't think I have another picture. I might have another picture to go with this. This is going to look like big locust. These will be antennas. Let's see if I have that for you. Bear with me. I don't do this hardly ever. So if I can find... Well, we'll call it quits for here. We'll see you guys.